YouTube. Well, yesterday I worked on the tail lights all day. Finished running the I'd call it the trunk line or whatever, the cable with the seven strand cable. I got it to the back end and down through all of that and into the junction box back there, and then I made the wire loom. I got all the tail lights, the backup lights, the license plate light. So I got temporarily I got my wires all hooked up. Excuse me. And so I plan on going back there and taping some of them together and putting some more hangers and making them more secure. But the problem is everything worked except for the turn signals. So the turn signals won't blink. They'd come on dim, but they wouldn't blink. And so luckily I'm working with the master fabricators here, and they both said you need resistor because I switched to LEDs. So amazingly, they had a couple of resistors. They're like, I think we got some of those here, let's go look. So they had some resistors. So this morning I hooked up one of the resistors. I just physically held it on there, and sure enough, that solved the problem. So what had happened before I used the resistor, if I put my test light on, if I grounded my test light and touched the turn signal wire, it would start blinking. Well, I think I'm not an electrician, so this is just an opinion. I think I created enough resistance just with that test light that it made the circuit work. So anyhow, I'll show you these little resistors and how I'm gonna hook them up. Here's my junction box. And basically, if I put the test light onto the turn signal when it was on, if I put it on there and grounded it to the bus, or I could have grounded it to that ground right there, then the light would blink. So this is the resistor, and I came out this morning. I put one wire to the yellow, to the turn signal, and the other one, the other end, to the ground wire, which is that one right there for me. And sure enough, it works perfectly. So I went online and I looked at these resistor videos, and most commonly they're using them because people switch from the regular bulbs to LEDs on their vehicles, and typically they're solving a fast blinking problem. But to be clear, my problem here is they wouldn't blink at all. And once the resistor is in there, they seem to be functioning perfectly. And watching that video on the resistor thing, and also the guys here both told me mount them someplace where it's okay if they get hot. So it would be really handy to just screw them to the wall right here and go up and in, but I'm gonna put them down here on that metal. So if I have the emergency blinkers on, parked for a long time, and they do generate some heat, they won't start the bus on fire. Which, in my limited world of knowledge, I'm pretty sure that's not a good thing to have happen. So I think this will go down pretty easy. All I gotta do, I mean, it's awkward working down here because it's right behind the driver's seat. I think it'll be safer having them mounted on the metal, no fire hazard. And all I gotta do is make the wires longer and bring them up into the box. So that's what I'm gonna do. Oh, here's a better perspective of, you know, there's the driver's seat, and down here, there's our sofa. So I'm right down below that. Okay guys, so my wires from these resistors up into that junction box were not long enough. So I'm gonna use these butt connectors. So you just strip your wire and slip them in there, but these are the heat shrink kind. So I think those things are awesome. I love it. I feel a lot more like it's a lot more secure than just a regular crimp. But it's just my preference. These are the same one that I was using for the ring connectors. If you buy this kit, you get spade connectors, ring connectors, butt connectors, 3 different sizes. It's been proven to be super handy for me so far. So I'm going to use the ring connectors also from that kit to make the ends for the junction box. Okay guys, like I'm always saying, I'm no expert on this, so you need to do your own research and everything, but I want to show you this now before it gets more, it's super simple, but more wires, the more complicated it gets. So this resistor right here, 1 wire is coming from the yellow turn down through the resistor, back up into the ground lug. And I'm going to do the same thing with the right turn signal. The other thing I learned from watching YouTube was to put these so the wires didn't cross over them like that, because they can get hot enough to melt the wire. So that's why I mounted them down there on the metal, and I will zip tie these when I'm all done so that they go straight up and none of them cross the heat sinks of those resistors. So I should be able to button this up and it should blink and the flashers should work. We'll see. Okay guys, I've got them all hooked up. There's my resistors into the junction box. The moment of truth is we start the bus and turn on the blinkers. So if those babies light up, then it's working. Yeah. So you can see the front one in the rear view mirror there. So we got left turn working. We got right turn working. Now let's try the flashers. Looks like everything works. I'm gonna have to go set up the camera in the back on the tripod because Shelley's not here and I don't have no way to see what's happening back there, but I'm pretty sure they're working. Okay guys, it all works. I'm so happy. I still have to put the marker lights on, but I know this video is going to be way too long already, so I'll just start that in another video. So thankful that I have friends here that are intelligent and have extra resistors laying around and the knowledge to know what they do. Hope you guys are so lucky. Hope you have lots of love in your life and good luck with your projects.